a beautiful day to be a raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because you know it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. And it's a hump day on Raider Reaction. So what does that mean, Raider Nation? What's with your meanie face there? What are you unhappy about? Why are you unhappy? What can we do to turn that into a smiley face? What's up, Hot Neil? What's up, Mandy? What's up, Michael? What's up, Popeye? What's up, Chuck? Chuck in the house. All our usual band of pirates. Happy to see you. Thanks for joining me again. Appreciate any minute, any second. What's up, Chris? That you spend to join with me on any evening. And on Wednesdays, just like Monday, we drop back deep in the pocket and let it fly league wide, touching on all the hot league topics on the league. Although I pretty much look at everything through silver and black eyes, I bring Prime on because Prime is the Raider Reaction resident sports guru. He looks at everything from league eyes and brings it from a different perspective than myself. So when I'm looking at the 31 enemies, we like to have Prime join us on Monday and Wednesday for Ghost of the Post so that we can break it down league-wide. What's up, Bear? We got a bear in the house. So, Prime, what's up? Thanks for joining us again. What is up? You're like Max Headroom over there. What's going on? Are you underwater? What is the problem here? What's going on? All right. Well, Prime filters himself out there with whatever's going on there for a second. Obviously, the biggest news of the day is Donald Penn is in camp. He is in uniform. He was in the weight room. He was on the field. He was talking to his teammates. He's back. Did you hear? Can you hear? Are you with me now? Are you with me? I'm fine. What is the deal? All right. Well, he's back. But what I find funny about the fact that he's back is he basically came back under the basically the same pretense that he'd been asked to come back for 2 weeks now. He was told, if you come to camp, we will talk to you. We will work out something. And what happened? He finally just had to come to camp so that they can talk and work out something. So why didn't you just come 2 weeks ago? Why didn't you just come and then I'm going to add you back in because I don't know what the deal is there. Apparently, it's a bad connection, so I'm going to throw him out, see if I can add him back in. And so that's my question. Let me just go off on that before I even put Prime back in here. And this was the first question that popped into mind, is because he came to camp, he still doesn't have his new contract. He's still got to come to camp, and they still have to talk. So basically, if you'd have just listened to your boss and came to work 2 weeks ago, you could have been working through this already. You might have already had your coin, and que sera, sera, everybody moves on. And so this looked like it was a big standoff, and I don't know. I don't think there was a winner at all, because the Raiders didn't get Penn in camp for 2 weeks. Penn didn't get a work in camp for 2 weeks. It was a lose-lose situation, and it just sucks. He should have just came to camp and talked this out. He was under contract. I just don't like how the whole thing went down. I'm glad he's back. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad he's back. But it should have been 2 weeks ago, and should have been 2 weeks ago. All right, let's go back to Prime, see if he's climbed out of whatever Wi-Fi bubble he was in. Some sort of. There we go.
How we doing? How we doing?
All right.
Is this happening? Are we live?
I think so. We're live. Live from Hawkins.
Hey.
There we go. All right. I don't know what's going on. We got a terrible connection for some reason. This is no good.
Yeah.
It's no bueno. No bueno.
No bueno. I don't get it. I don't get it.
We got nothing. Can you hear me even?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's roll.
I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
Good. Let's roll. Let's try it. If not, well.
Can you hear me?
Yes. But you're warbling.
My bills are paid, son.
We did not sign Kaepernick. Where's this garbage coming from? That's twice now that I've heard this. This would be all over the internet.
Yeah.
If we signed Kaepernick. I don't know where this rumor's coming from. All right. I can't deal. I can't deal with that. It's driving me insane. I'll have to come back to him in a minute. All right, moving on. Because we can't have that dictate the show. All right, so league news. Moving on. What is this Kaepernick garbage? Where's this coming from? Where's this coming from? It's twice I've heard it. We're not going to sign Kaepernick. Are you kidding me? The only Kaepernick news was you've got rallies in front of the NFL offices. The NAACP is now starting to they're going to blackball and boycott the NFL for the blackballing of Colin Kaepernick. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's. An employer has the right not to employ you. If you make yourself unemployable and too much of a problem to have on the team and the roster, what's up, Lance? Then I agree. Dana, fake news. It's fake news. So, yeah, because I have seen that nowhere reliable. And I pretty much look everywhere reliable on a daily basis. You and your damn pinned posts. I hate those pinned posts. I seen your pinned post. I hate pinned posts. I want to stab your pinned post every time you put it up there. Because then it blocks my screen. Don't pin your post on my thing. I see it. I'm not blind. All right. I'm going to try him one more time. And then I'm going to give up on him. So, moving on. Moving on from Kaepernick because it's a garbage story. But he is in the headlines because of the rallies, because of the boycotting. So he's a buzzword again. He's trending. Hey, there you go. You look very clear now. That's a positive sign. You're frozen. You're frozen clear. What the heck is going on? There's nothing worse than live technical difficulties. This is what happens when you work with the internet. There, it's kind of working.
Yeah, try and go someone else now and see if it's even possible.
What?
See if it's possible for anyone else to go live right now.
You're fine right now. Stand right there.
I haven't moved.
You're fine right now. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. So, all right, moving on. So they're saying Odell's going to be back by week 1, and he's out with an ankle. Oh, come on. Can't handle technical difficulties.
Oh my God. What about now?
There, that's pretty good. All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually, yes. All right. Week 1. Odell Beckham will be back by week 1.
I heard that's questionable.
You think?
Yeah. He's got a sprained ankle. Yeah, last I heard, Beckham was still getting treatment. There's a question mark on week 1.
Question mark on week 1. Well, now let's go back. Let's roll back in time to the hit. Because don't touch nothing. Get your damn hands down. Don't you be touching a damn thing. You don't move.
I figured it out. I think I figured it out. I'll tell you about it later.
Just move your lips. You can't move nothing but your lips.
That just got weird. Weird.
Real weird. Sorry about that. Maybe that was the problem, Andy. Apologize for that. I hate technical difficulties because we try so hard to make the show roast smooth as glass, but it's live. And once it goes live, there's not a damn thing you can do about it but roll with it. So, what are you going to do? It's the beauty of live streaming.
I figured it out. If you'd like, I'll share with
No.
all the internet and everybody here.
It's much funnier that way.
All right.
Oh, thanks, Cameron.
I got to work something out,
Way to
though.
step in and rep your team strong. Go sit the kiddie table. If you're going to step in and have something to say, step in and rep your team like you got a pair. Or go sit at the kiddie table. Sorry. That's the rules. It's Raider reaction.
All right.
If you step in, bring the fire, rep your team, and then say what you would like. But step like you got some. All right, moving on. Do you think the hit was dirty on Odell?
No. I don't think the hit was
You
dirty.
got to go low.
The defensive back fell down. He fell down. Now, there was a whole lot of talk about whether it's good to hit him low or whether it's, since they can't hit him high, you don't want to give him a concussion, but you can tear their MCL or what have you. But, no, the hit was not dirty.
No, I don't think so either. And the thing is if they go anywhere, upper torso, anywhere around the head area, they know they're getting a flag. There's a possibility of a flag.
Yeah.
Possibility of thrown out of the game. Possibility of suspension. It's just nothing good's going to come from going high. So these guys have to go low just to not get flagged.
Oh, boy. Nothing wrong. Hey. All right. So, y'all are jumping all over this Eagles fan.
Prime's comments are...
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not even listening to me. Eagles fan?
I know.
Oh, hell no. You totally belong in the kiddie table. An Eagles fan. You can stay, but Eagles fans they're right next to the Browns fans and the Jaguars fans and...
After all those great Eagle teams, man,
Great
Donovan
Eagles
McNabb is a
team.
Hall of Famer.
How many
Come
banners
on.
do great Eagles teams hoist?
What's
How
that?
many banners did those great Eagles teams hoist? Those great Jaworski teams by coached by the crier Dick Vermeil. How many great Donovan?
The same number as Dan Marino. The same number as Dan Marino.
How many did the great Randall Cunningham bring you?
The same number as Dan Marino.
0.
That's right.
Eagles. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the Eagles.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with the Eagles. But we don't know. It was a good movie. Invincible was a good movie. Marky Mark was in that. That's a good movie. You can't go wrong with Marky Mark's in it.
You can't go wrong with Marky Mark. You can't. He doesn't make a bad movie, but no, I mean, come on now. When we go league wide, you can sometimes expect some guys that are fans of other teams to come in.
That's all right.
Now,
we'll have some fun with it.
It's all right.
It's all in good fun. It's hey man, that's what football's all about. You can't have a little smack talk with the opposing teams, it's no fun. But, yeah.
Right.
As long as it's kept in the football realm, it's all good. But Eagles fans do belong at the kiddie table. It's just till you get one.
What have you?
All right. Moving on.
All right. So riddle me this here. Commish.
Yes, sir.
Tell me this, okay? If the Eagles and the Browns are at the kiddie table, all right, what does it take to get to the grown-up table? All right? Does it take a trophy? What does it take?
Well,
does it take rings?
Yeah. Well, it at least takes one. I mean, we'll let you hang around and talk over our shoulders at the big kids table when you get one, at least one. But you at least gotta have one. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I just don't. Well, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I'm just wondering.
What's the matter? All right, me and a couple buddies of mine have this conversation, and I hold, when it comes to quarterbacks and it comes to greatness of quarterbacks and teams in general, rings mean something. Rings.
I would go as far as to say as I agree with Timothy Bryan and say at least consecutive playoffs mean something.
It means something, but if it never culminates to anything, then did it really?
So those Bills teams you hate, right? That they weren't good. Jim Kelly is a bum. Thurman Thomas is garbage.
They were good, but
they got to go sit at the kiddie table.
They were never great enough to get it done. They were never great enough to get it done.
So they got to go. So the Bills got to go sit at the kiddie table.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. This is garbage. I'm gonna go eat some tacos somewhere else. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, they do. Because the Bills are like you look up choke in Webster's dictionary. It's got a picture of Jim Kelly with his leaning on Thurman Thomas with his arm around Bruce Smith, all standing there smiling.
Nah, dude. It's Scott Norwood, the kicker. Got to blame the kicker.
That was one. What about the other three? That was one.
That was Dallas and cocaine. That doesn't count.
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, good Lord. The elephant in the room. The big, white, powdery elephant in the room. Of the locker room of most of the Cowboys.
Ask Michael Irvin about that.
Huh?
Leon Lett, Michael Irving, all those cats. Troy Aikman
got busted for coke after football, so it's not a big stretch.
Yeah, I'm not making this up.
No. It was a party in Dallas. in the 90s. It was a party. What'd you do? See, you touched something. Quit moving. All right, prize pack point of the night. Willie Galt. Willie Galt. Number in the comments.
Yeah.
In the comments. Willie Galt.
Ah.
There you go. Willie Galt. Prize pack point of the night. So, let's talk some quarterbacks, shall we?
Yeah, we got a new starter. We got a couple of starters.
Over Blake Bortles. Yeah, Bortles is getting put to the bench for Thursday night's game. Not surprising after what the coach said.
Yeah, as he should. It's officially an open competition. Both of them were hot garbage in the last preseason game. The coach has no idea what he's going to do at quarterback. And, yeah, so of Bortles, what's going on? There's practice video of Bortles where he can't even hit guys in practice. He is such an inaccurate quarterback. It is a shame. He cannot keep the ball in bounds. Wide receivers are yelling to him, come on, man, come on. Just keep it in bounds.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Lines again.
Yeah,
Damn lines. Lines every night. It's three every night this week. It's been lines. He's a Rain Man when it comes to players' numbers, their jersey numbers. So you got that. Then also you've got trade rumors swirling around about Osweiler. That the reason he was basically played so much the first 2 weeks was they wanted to basically parade him for the league and be like, look at him, he's good. Please sign him. Please get him the hell off our roster.
Well, but he even comes with extra baggage because Osweiler's going to make $12 million this year.
Uh-huh. It's insanity.
So if you trade Osweiler, you're going to trade that contract too, and someone's got to pay him $12 million. Wow. I mean, they can't just cut him, can they?
No, I don't believe so. No, that's the problem. That's why they're trying to get him.
Yeah.
I mean, when they brought him over, contract in tow, and you thought is because he was going to be the heir apparent starter, but then they went out and got Kaiser, and it looked Kaiser's starting this week, and they said Osweiler's not only is he not like the backup, he's not playing at all. They said he's not going to see the field.
Right.
They're not risking injuring him. They're going to deal him. They're not putting him on the field again, because if he gets injured, they're stuck. You're not allowed to release an injured player.
Stories coming out of the locker room that there are stories coming out of the locker room that there are Browns players, they like Kaiser. They like him a lot. Like I guess he's a good locker room guy, and he's got some support behind him. So if he can bring the team, if he can stir that stew and make it good, then yeah, then we got Kaiser coming in and Osweiler going out.
Well, we'll see. You've seen Osweiler. You've seen what he brings to the table. What the hell else do you need to see from that guy that you haven't already seen? You've got tape on him. You know what he is. You know what he brings to the table. It's not a shock or a surprise, So you might as well, I say, go with Kaiser. See what the hell he's got. He's the mystery. You know what you got with Osweiler.
Yeah.
But is it bad to throw the young quarterback out there that quick? Should they go with Osweiler for a while since they got him, or they still have Kessler, right?
Kessler. Good question.
Yeah.
They're gonna now. I don't really see a reason for them to play him. I mean, even if they keep him on as a third quarterback behind Kaiser and Kessler, then he's overpaid, you know. And once again, he's got the best job in the United States of America.
Yeah, I mean they got a stellar defense. They did draft well defensively, so hopefully their other side of the ball is going to be solid. But yeah, we'll see. I guess we're going to get to see some Kaiser this weekend.
Kaiser Sose. Kaiser Sose.
What?
Never mind.
I don't want to know. I probably don't want to know.
All right.
Whatever that was. All right. Well, let's see if technology works with us for this. We're about to hand it. We're about to hand it over to Prime. As we do, about mid. We're gonna try this, but hadn't been the greatest connection. So every Wednesday, mid-show, we hand it over to Prime. He brings you a little extra special juice that we like to call Prime Cut.
Right. Sports, but this 17 has been nothing. Thank you, Chris, for recognizing. Anyway, the summer of 2017 has been probably the summer of the NBA. I mean, yeah, we usually have to just bite ourselves with weak stories out of the NFL and training camp and such. And I tell you what, I get tired of hearing who's going to arrested or who's going hurt or who's being suspended from the league. And yeah, then let's talk about our third string tackle for some odd reason. Let's do that too. Yeah, you know, whatever. This year's totally different. The NBA has everyone's attention. And then, just when you think it couldn't get any just crazier, there's a huge trade with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, a couple of months ago, about a month and a half ago, well, it depends. About a month and a half ago, it somehow got leaked that he wanted out of Cleveland. He didn't want to play with. Happened. In fact, most people expect a Cavaliers uniform. Year's runner-up in the NBA Finals makes a trade for the team that actually had the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics don't just trade anybody. You know, they don't trade the young rookie or anything like that. No, they traded Isaiah Thomas, who is, I don't know if he's the heart and soul of that team, but he is the point guard. And, well, Isaiah Thomas had a crazy year. Not only were they the number one seed in the Eastern Conference going into the playoffs, but before that, his sister died during the season. Yeah. And then, next thing you know, he's loved by Boston. Boston has always had a thing for latching on to the guy who doesn't superstar, hard work. They grow to love him. They grow to love him, you know. So now is trading Kyrie Irving for not only Isaiah Thomas, but also a couple of bench players. And including Zizik and another guy, I can't ponder. Nonetheless, they also get a #1 draft. Wow. I mean, players and a #1 pick. I mean, but anyway. Well, the facilities is a Urban is 6 foot something, and Isaiah Thomas is like 5'9". 5'9". Even the general manager, Danny Ainge of the Boston Celtics, I don't know if he said, allegedly, we'll say, could not build a team around Isaiah Thomas because he's 5'9". Sure, he's a pretty prolific scorer, which is a new thing. It's not like he's been this all of his life. He came over from the Phoenix Suns, and he was, mediocre at best. He was 5'9", so he had some talent. Don't get me wrong. Short guys in the NBA got to be pretty good. But now Cleveland ends up with, well, a decent point guard, we'll say. I'll call it Isaiah Thomas a anyway, dang it. Yeah. So the Cavaliers and the Celtics, boy, they're in the same conference. They were 1-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, I still don't think that move is gonna make Cleveland beat Golden State. So, dang, I'm cutting out. I don't know what to do right now. Apparently. So,
Yeah. We're going to have to cut it. Sorry. Technical difficulties. For some reason, we got a bad connection tonight. I don't know what the deal is. We'll make sure we get the bugs worked out before Monday because apologize. Can't have that. So, moving on. That's terrible, too. We ruined the prime cut. It was all cut up. Damn Facebook and your crappy connection. Good Lord. So, moving along. Bears signed their offensive tackle, left tackle, to a 4-year deal. He is getting paid Chris Leno Jr., 4-year extension. He's going to get paid to the tune of 4-year, $38 million. So, it, I guess good for the Bears. They need somebody to protect that. Yes, it is. Lines is good with math. So that is a little more than Penn. Well, Penn's going to end up getting, because if he gets the $5 million that he wants added to the 5.9 that he's currently going to get, he'll get around $11 million, just a little under $11 million a year. If he gets the $5 million he wants, which I'm sure he's going to get the $5 million that he wants. Because, I believe they're going to give it to him. I just think, I was thinking it was coming down a little to Reggie wanting to take a stand and deter this from ever happening again. Because nobody has ever put him in this position before. And you want him to... He was trying to make a statement that I am not going, thank you, Lance, I am not going to allow somebody to push me into making a deal or speaking to them on their terms. So I think it was a stand on Reggie's behalf. And I think Penn started to see that. I think he was taking a hard stand, and he's like, you know what? If he says he'll talk to me, I'll go to camp and let's see if he'll talk to me. So it's unfortunate that it took a couple weeks for the stare down to occur. One side to be like, all right, let's move along. But it happened. So it's positive. It's back in the fold. I don't think middle linebacker, but I see him as a possible coverage outside linebacker in certain sets. If he did bulk up a little bit. We'd actually, it's not as crazy a thought as you think. We mentioned that and talked about it quite a bit right after the draft. Obi's just got that kind of build. He's kind of a fast, kind of lanky kind of guy, but he's strong, and looks like the type of body type that could really put some bulk on. If that was his end goal and, you know, what he was looking for. So, yes, I don't think that's as crazy an idea. He is. He's got an incredible wingspan, and which what makes him so good as a defensive back. I can't wait to get him out there. It's really, really sucks that Connolly and Obi are out of the game. Not out there right now. So, yeah, so something like that. You know, to have your number 1 and number 2 pick, two of the guys obviously that were high on your board, and you haven't even seen them. You know, you haven't seen him out there. You haven't seen anything of him. You know, at least Obi's out and he's a participant in practice now. He's taped up, but he's out there. We're going through drills. It's Connolly that we're not seeing a lot of yet, and he's probably the bigger concern for me. I just want to see him out there, because if he's not out there, then now that means he's not going to be ready for week 1. Because the longer it happens, then yeah, it's possible. They would have to. JD, I agree. They would have to. That would have to be his goal, though. Like, because he's not going to be able to put that kind of bulk on and be quick and have the acceleration that he's going to need at the defensive back position. So if he was going to bulk up and put 30 pounds on, which I think he probably could, if you dedicated and that's what you wanted to do, but then he would be relegated to basically, I would think he would be an outside linebacker. I don't think he would be able to bounce back and forth and play the other. I think he'd be too damn big then. I don't think he'd be as quick and as agile as he currently is. So that's kind of your catch-22 there. I think if he gets too big, it's going to pigeon him into a position. So can't play linebacker. I don't think he can play middle linebacker. I don't think he's big enough for middle linebacker. He could maybe play an outside linebacker in a coverage style set that where they needed the outside linebacker to, you know, maybe cover tight ends coming off the line, maybe picking up running back out of the backfield. I think he would be good at those positions, at doing that in certain sets. Because he is a bigger body type. But I don't think we want to bulk him up so much to the fact that he wouldn't have that speed and agility anymore. You would lose some of that if you tried to bulk him up and put a bunch of muscle on him. Because, you know, if you're trying to put muscle on him to create a missile at linebacker, well, then he's going to lose part of what makes him a great defensive back. Oh, nothing, Galo. We just hanging out, you know, man. Just chilling. You didn't miss nothing. We just chilling. Waiting for you. That's all. We just sitting around asking where the hell you were the whole time. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. He's left the building. He gave up. Up close with getting held. Well, we'll have to see. I haven't seen enough action on him to tell you. I need to see him out there. I need to see him out there. I need to see Conley out there too. I want to see him on the field. I want to see what they can do against other teams. I'd really like to see him in this Cowboys game. I'm excited about this Cowboys game. The fact that we get the Cowboys in week 3, it's a little bit of a catch-22 also. I like the fact that we have the Cowboys for one reason, and one reason only, and that's because they were a playoff team and a high-caliber playoff team last season. And they're going to come out. This is their dress rehearsal too, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to see what they got. So that's great for our dress rehearsal and our let's come out and see what we got, because that's what we're both going after. Now, the flip side of that, sucks that this is a team that we have to play later in the season. So you don't want to show much of your hand. Don't want to show your cards, because this is the team you're going to have to play later. So, kind of stinks that in that aspect, that's an NFC team that we actually have to play this season. That's the last 2 seasons now that has happened in week 3. We've had to play a team that we've had to play again later. So, now, a lot of people are calling for the head of Ken Norton Jr. A lot of people are saying that this game is the game that it's pivotal of whether or not he gets chopped. I think that's BS. He's not even playing his true and full scheme with his pieces in the proper positions. He's trying guys out. Guys are getting burnt. You know, if the entire defense looks bad if one corner plays out of position. One corner plays out of position, and the entire defense looks like garbage because they just gave up an easy touchdown. And the defensive coordinator looks like, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, well, if the guy would have went where he was freaking supposed to, that wouldn't have happened. So there's a lot of that in preseason because it's a process. It's a process. I don't know why I keep going to say it, but it's a process. You got to believe in the process because when they come out in week 1, these guys have a plan. They're cutting from 90 players to 53. And they're coming out with that squad. And a lot of these guys, they're selling cars. They're selling insurance. They're done. They're not playing football no more. They maybe go up north. A couple of them play in the CFL. They find a practice squad job, something. They go play an arena ball. But they're done. They don't have a job for this season. And then we see what we got in week 1 when we go to Tennessee. Nashville. What do we got here? Hold on. I was just reading through the comments, see if I missed anything exciting. So, I think it's a little early to call for Ken Norton Jr.'s head. We get to week 1, week 2, week 3. Our defense is getting burned up. Make a move. No problem. I have no problem with that. We have a prolific offense that's scoring a lot of points this season and is going to put us in playoff contention. And if our defense is stumbling and falling all over itself, then moves got to be made at the top. They got to be made quick. And I have no problem with that in freaking season. You can't cut a guy, a defensive coach, defensive coordinator in the preseason for how the defense is playing. There's a reason why. I don't know what it is, Galo, but there is a reason why we don't want Perry Riley Jr. I don't know why. It's probably money. He probably wants too much because he's still on the market. There's a reason he's still on the market because nobody else has signed him either. I keep hearing that. Well, Perry Riley Jr. is still out there. Well, yeah, Perry Riley Jr. is still out there. Why do you think that is? Because nobody else has wanted him either. He's done. Yeah, he's I think they are happy with rolling who we got. I know he was okay last year. I agree, but there's a reason why nobody's wanted to bring him in this season. I don't know what the reason is, but there's got to be a reason. Because we are not the only team that hasn't signed him. There's 31 other teams that haven't signed him either. And you can't tell me we're the only team that needs a middle linebacker. So, you just can't. You can't tell me that. Just can't tell me that. And it's not like, everybody's like, oh, we got Pagano. Well, Pagano hasn't done nothing spectacular. I mean, he's functionable, and he's looked like he's got great potential. But you can't, man, don't put all your freaking eggs in the basket of potential. How many times does that come back to bite somebody in the ass? But banking on potential. Todd freaking Marinovich had a lot of potential. Jamarcus Russell had a lot of potential. I mean, potential will get you in big trouble. So the grass is not always greener. I say you try to fertilize the freaking grass you got and try to make it greener. That's always been my motto in life. There you go. Put that on a t-shirt. Put it with your pin post. I'm going to stick that pin right to your forehead. Oh. All right. I got 5 minutes. What questions you guys got? Anything Raider related? Throw it out there. Apologize for the technical difficulties with Ghost of the Post tonight. Do not know what was up with Prime's connection. And it sucks because Prime had some good stuff, man. We just had a whole pre-show about it, and then to have it freaking because of a crappy connection, that sucks. But the Norton grass is dying. Well, then he's just got to put a little more water and fertilizer on it, Glenn. It just needs some love. A little more love. That's all. Just a little more love. There's a good one. All right, hold on. Back to Bob's. Will Dak Prescott look like a world beater against the Raiders defense? I do not think so. I honestly think that we are going to come out and look very, very good in this game. I don't know why, but this team, they're the road warriors. They go on the road and they perform well in adverse conditions, in hostile territories. They snuff and silence opposing crowds. It's a beautiful thing to be there and watch. I love road games. I mean, there's nothing like a home game, obviously, in the Coliseum, surrounded by Raider fans. There's nothing like that. Don't get me wrong. But there's just something about going in somebody's house and silencing the crowd and sending tens of thousands of fans home silent and pissed. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I love being deep behind the enemy line sometimes. It's a beautiful thing. Love road games. They're great. They are great. And I typically always try to buy tickets right in the middle of their season ticket holders. Because if you're going to go all the way. I don't care. Me and my wife have been the only two Raider fans in entire sections before. Because I've even posed as opposing fan, like, you got to be a so-and-so to buy this ticket. Oh, yeah, man. Go Browns. Sell me them tickets. Sell me them tickets, man. And, when we roll up in there, they just look at you and they're pissed. Like, how'd you even get tickets in here? And the funny thing is they know, because they're season ticket holders, and they know who the two people were that sold us those tickets. So they're like, I can't believe Jim and Nancy sold those tickets to the goddamn Raider fans. You wait till I see them next week. Because at the Cleveland game, they were like, I can't believe it. You know, they were just beside themselves. It was good times, though. Good times. All right, since we ended up with a little technical difficulty and it goes to the post this evening, you're going to get a WTH from me. A little extra WTH this week. So my WTH for this evening, as always, my WTH doesn't always stay Raider related, doesn't always stay football related, but it will always typically be sports related of some nature or the other. And it's definitely sports related this go round as well. So here's my WTH for this evening. I am a huge, as you know, you've heard Prime on the show, and he's a huge MMA fan. A couple of his Prime cuts have been all MMA related about the upcoming Conor McGregor fight, about the upcoming Conor McGregor-Mayweather fight, just some MMA talk in general. I'm a huge MMA fan. I've trained MMA for many years of my life. I've competed. I am a fan. I've watched it since UFC 1, which was the year I graduated. I've been a fan of cage fighting and mixed martial arts for 20 plus years. I watched this kid, man, come up. This kid named John Jones, Johnny Bones Jones. And I watched this kid come up through the ranks, and he was amazing. He was a fighter like you had never freaking seen before. He wasn't even that big. He was kind of lanky and gangly, but the way he used his 8 points of striking was phenomenal. Amazing. He had pinpoint accuracy. He was on a path so much further, aimed so higher than any path any fighter had ever been on in the MMA ranks ever. He was going to surpass Anderson Silva by far as the greatest fighter of all time, period. The only fight he'd ever lost was a disqualification because he raised and went a 6-12 elbow to a downed opponent. And they stopped the fight. I mean, he was finishing the guy, and they disqualified him as he was finishing him. It's the only fight he'd ever lost. He never needed to cheat. He was a natural freaking talent. He had gifts that most men would die for, to be able to do the things. I've trained for years. I'll never be able to do the type of things that John Jones can do. Never. And to see somebody that has the talent and the skills and the ability of him to piss it all away is sad and a sad and pathetic thing to watch. It really is a sad and pathetic thing to watch. I mean, he's obviously got a coke problem. He had the hit and the run on the pregnant woman, and he's got popped for steroids. He hadn't fought for damn near 2 years, and then he comes back. He comes back, and I was like, you know what? I'm glad he cleaned up. Let's see what this kid's got, man. And he came out, and damn, he looked good against Cormier. He looked really, really good. And I was like, I hope he straightened. I'm glad to see he straightened himself out. And then to see the news, man. The only person that defeated John Jones in his entire career. The only person that defeated John Jones in his entire career was John Jones. It's the only person that ever beat him was himself. And that's sad. That's sad. He could have been the greatest of all freaking time. And the only person that ever beat him was himself. And now, after this one, nobody will ever look at that guy the same. He's ruined. You're ruined. You will forever be stamped a cheater. You're ruined. If this sticks, you're ruined. Sure, you'll be, some second rate production. You can go sign at Bellator, go fight Vanderlei Silva's old ass. But for fighting for championships, for fighting for world titles, for being irrelevant, a top 10, a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC, which you should be, at the age you are, you still should be. It's just sad. Sad. I look at you, the rest of the world looks at you, and collectively, Johnny Bones Jones, we all say, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? So that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me. Apologize for technical difficulties through Ghost of the Post tonight. It was an absolute train wreck, and we appreciate you for being troopers and hanging with those that did. Apologize for the technical difficulties. But hope to see you tomorrow night. We got a solid show set up for you tomorrow night. We got the Raider Nation Ricochet with NorCal Raider Rick, followed by JP with the College Football Guru, and finishing up the little Cowboys Raiders preview with Franchise Face Off with the Commish and T-Well. So check it out tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. As always, I'm out. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.